we set the goal and then things get worse or things start to fall apart. And this is the moment when a lot of people get scared and they retract and say like, oh, okay, this is not working, so I'm doing something wrong, or I shouldn't be doing this. And that's actually not the case. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the She Who Leads podcast. And today's episode is very special because I am talking about something that I think all of us go through, all of us entrepreneurs. And that is this feeling that nothing is working out, the feeling that whatever I am trying to do with my business, whatever I'm trying to do to take this business off the ground or to get it to the next level and finally feeling like stuff are working and my business is working, it's just nothing seems to be doing that. And I am at a major upgrade in my life right now. I have set some crazy ass goals for my business, for my finances, for my relationships. And in return, what happened is that my life basically blew up. And that is the first thing that I think we need to readjust to, is that whenever we are setting a goal, specifically business goals or financial goals, but even fitness goals, I can go in anywhere with this. We have this expectation that, okay, we set the goal, we do the work, and our life is becoming better and better and better. But in reality, what usually happens is we set the goal and then things get worse or things start to fall apart. And this is the moment when a lot of people get scared and they retract and say like, oh, okay, this is not working, so I'm doing something wrong, I should be doing something else, or I shouldn't be doing this. And that's actually not the case, because whenever we are setting a big goal for ourselves or our business, usually what needs to happen is that the old needs to go. The old beliefs, the old patterns, the habits that were keeping you small, the income streams that have a cap, the way you are bringing in clients that is not aligned with the goal that you are setting, those have to go. And sometimes they go in the most painful way possible, meaning that clients disappear out of nowhere, or again, income streams that been working great for a while is just dried up from seemingly one moment to the other. Or the podcast that you've been doing is that we're getting like, or content you've been doing and it was getting like so many views and engagement, and then suddenly people stop to watch your content and stop engaging with it. And again, this is a moment where a lot of people very understandably get like super scared and get into this panic mode and get into trying to, do something, usually forcing that thing that they were doing to make it work. Or when this keeps persisting, if things for a long run seems to be, on fire, then that is kind of the place where they usually give up on the business, especially when they are starting out. So if it takes a long time to start out with the business, people usually take it as a sign that they are not cut out for the business. They are not meant to be entrepreneurs, which is, let me be the first to tell you that it's not the case. So if you are having a hard time building a business right now, if you are having a hard time with any of the goal that you set for yourself, please don't take it as a sign that that goal is not meant for you. It is not that. It is only the sign that the goal that you set is so big and it will bring such a beautiful life change into your reality, that the old way of you being, the old way of you, creating, behaving, being present in your business or in your life, it's not the way that you can bring to your next phase. So in this sense, and again, if you are setting big goals, and also if your timeline, so if you want things fast, what is the fastest way to build something new? If you already have something in place, you literally have to burn that old down and build something new. If you want a castle but you're already living in a house, you have to burn down the house so you can build a castle in its place, right? And that will be true for your business. It is painful, it is annoying, it is disorienting, it will get you all over the place. But I promise you, from someone who is going through something like that right now, that and have been going through a bunch of the times, but this is, I think, my biggest one yet that I've been experiencing, that the best way to get out of this and to get what you want is moving forward, not backwards, not sideways, moving forward with your plan, with what you were doing, with what you want to achieve. Because I know, oh boy, do I know how tempting is to wanting to go back, to wanting to go back to your old life, to wanting to get back your old job, to wanting to get back with your ex who it never really worked, but it gave you this sense of security. It gave you this sense of calmness, false calmness, but calmness of, okay, I have a stable point in my life, and let's just go back to that, right? Because in this phase, I think that is the hardest, one of the hardest parts of this chaos phase that we are usually in when we are going for our goals for some time, is that it's so super hard to feel stable, to have the sense of security, because everything that were security for you, everything that provided you that sense of stability, that sense of safety, it's just pulled out under your finger, out under your foot, right? This is happening to me right now. Like, all the things that have been working in my business before are not working. I've been trying so many things and I've been sticking it out and I've been doing that, and it's just seemingly nothing is working. And that is kind of my human self perceiving this whole thing as, oh my god, nothing is working and everything is doomed. Like, that is kind of how we interpret the situation, because our nervous system is on fire, understandably. But I know in the back of my head there's this other voice, my higher self voice is just like, no, no, you got this, you can do this, and you will find the way, because there is the way. There are actually multiple ways for you to make this work, and this is the time basically when you are really, really going in and are finding those ways, because this is literally lighting a fire under your ass to get to your most creative self, to get to solutions that you wouldn't touch before, to get to places, to look into yourself in ways that you have never done before. Because again, there are things, if you want your next level, if you want $1 million business, the job that you have right now cannot come with you. And you getting fired from the job is actually the sign that, okay, this is the goal that I set, and my higher self is pushing me to really get to that goal. Or again, you setting those big goals and clients start to vanish is not a sign that, oh, okay, I am doing something wrong. It's the sign like, okay, you want this big goal, the way you were making money before is not going to get you there. It's time to figure out new ways to make money, to get clients, to to create the business that you want, to restructure the business that you want, so it is able to make that amount of money, it is able to get to that amount of people. And also there are the ways, the beliefs, the identities that cannot come with us to the new life. For me right now, I'm outing myself with this, but let's just go with it. Like, one of the things that is just painfully present in my life right now as a limiting belief is how I believe that I have to work extremely hard to be successful. And the goal that I set, and I'm not going to enclose it because that's, I'm still in the works, but to the life that I want, that cannot come with me. The way that I want to run my business and imagine my business to be set up in the future has not, it doesn't have a place for me hustling my way through it. It just wouldn't work. It would never work. And on a level I know that, but my human self is just trying to cling to this identity for dear life because it just doesn't know how to operate any other way. So it is a process, not just externally but internally, to figure out, okay, what are the limiting beliefs that are I need to get rid of, or that are not serving me anymore and cannot come with me to this new place. and and how can I let them go so the new ones can arrive, right? Then I can build a new identity, I can build in the new beliefs that will actually get me to that goal that I want, that will actually get me to the business success that I want. So it's a layered thing. That's something that I always look in with my coaching clients, like, okay, what is actually that is keeping you in this chaos right now? What is maybe that you are not seeing? What is maybe that needs your attention, needs to be released emotionally? Or even what are the physical stuff that needs to be done to get to that next phase? Because the chaos can last for a very, very long time, and that's personal experience, if we are clinging to the old. And I had my fair share with that. And I know how hard it is sometimes to release stuff. And because it's scary, it's really, really scary to release things that you thought were part of you before, that basically defined how you are doing things, that gave you a blueprint of how to operate. Like, for me, the limiting belief of I have to work extremely hard to get successful gave me a blueprint of how to live life, gave me a blueprint of how to do my business, how to operate in my business, how to do different tasks, how to set up my day. It really, really, like, I really operated from that belief so much. I didn't even realize it was a limiting belief for a very, very long time. And it really defined how I see life and how I see my days. And without it, obviously, I am kind of lost. Or part of me, my human self, is kind of lost because now she doesn't have a blueprint. She doesn't know, okay, so if I'm not working hard, then what do I do? How am I working in that way? And that is something that needs to be figured out and set in place, which is the whole identity work, basically. And creating those new identities, and with those the new habits, the new way of looking at lives and looking at things, which is such a fascinating thing, to be honest. It's also disorienting, but very, very fascinating to me. And set those in place so your human self and your nervous system has some new anchoring points that it can go to. So, what am I doing in this whole situation to not lose my mind and to keep going? Because, again, the most crucial point in these phases, in these chaotic or fire filled phases of your life is to not turn back and go back to the old, because you wanted to get rid of that for a reason. You wanted to start the business for a reason. You didn't like the job, it wasn't fulfilling for you, or you wanted to leave the relationship for a reason because it just wasn't meant for you. You didn't feel right in it. You didn't feel connected the way you want to be connected to your partner. So going back seems tempting, but it's not the way to build the life that you want. So what I'm doing to get ahead and move forward is, the first thing is really, really showing specifically my body and my nervous system that I am safe. Every single day, I am spending time on regulating my nervous system, signaling to my body and my nerves that I am safe, even though everything is seemingly on fire around me. I am safe. It's just a perception. It's okay. And it's amazing to see how much the day shifts. So from compared to a day when I am not doing nervous system regulation to the day when I am doing, it's like night and day. Like, it's so interesting and amazing to see how much calmer you can get amidst chaos when you are really learning to signal to your body that you are safe. That when you learn to teach your nervous system to feel safe no matter what, it's such an amazing thing to do. And I'm nowhere near where I would love to be, but it really amazes me how calm I can be in this phase right now compared to how I was behaving like a couple of years back when I didn't have these tools. And like anxiety was just eating me up alive, like literally. And now, yes, there are anxiety, but it's not stopping me from creating stuff. It's not stopping me to moving forward. It's not stopping me from building and recording this podcast episode. And really putting in the pieces of the business that needs to be put in, so it is still growing. So that's my number one thing that I would highly, highly recommend for anyone who's in a similar situation to do. The second thing that I'm doing is really consciously managing and moving my emotions, meaning that I'm really using my emotional mastery tools to understand what I am feeling, to help my body process those feelings and release them from my body. That's such a huge component, because anxiety will get worse and worse and worse because it is there to show you something. It is there to teach you something about yourself or help you get out of misalignment in a way. And if you are not taking care of that, and if you are letting it just like swirl around the body, it really is giving this very like heavy feeling. That's when the body can feel like super, super heavy, when it's like full of unreleased emotion that is literally eating you up alive from the inside. So that's a big thing that helped me keep the anxiety at bay, to be more neutral, actually to be able to use my intuition, because whenever you are emotional, your intuition is just goes out the window. It you literally cannot use your intuition, even if it's a trained intuition. Like I had weeks before I did this, like I wasn't able to get like one single intuitive answer, no matter how hard I tried, because I was emotional about everything. And the moment I started to, use my emotional mastery tools and move those feelings and understand them and just release them, it my intuition not came back, but I was able to connect with it and use it. And specifically in a situation like this, where you are in the midst of a storm, you want to be able to use your intuition. You want to be able to get intuitive hits. You want to be able to be connect to your higher self, to make intuitive decisions with your business, because that's how you get the fastest out of this chaos phase. um, that's a big yes for me. And it's amazing to see really how much my body relaxes, how different I feel after I am doing the practices that I've been doing, how quickly the doubt can go away. Not forever, but for long enough for me to gain the courage and the tenacity again to keep going. Right, if it's only for like a couple of hours, I can use that couple of hours to really put in the work that I want to do for my business, and then the emotions can come back and then I can process them again. But I have like a window where I can be like, okay, I am neutral now, I feel like I can do this, I let's go, I have ideas, I have my creativity back on track. It's just a very different headspace to be in, and emotional mastery is one of the things that's helping me the most with that. And the third one that I am doing is just loving the hell out of myself. And I know it's so easy, specifically in these situations, and I have been there so many times, of feeling down, and then you are putting yourself even downer because you are feeling down and you shouldn't feel this way, and it's not working, and it's because of you, and you feel inadequate and you feel not enough, and you just doubt everything about yourself. And this is the moment, the most crucial moment, that you really need to be there for yourself and just be the best support for yourself that you can be. And that is what I am doing in these situations, in this situation for myself, in this phase for myself. Like, I am diligently, um don't even know the word. I am like really focused on, in whenever I'm feeling down, whenever I feel doubt coming in, like just being there for myself in the most loving way possible with all the tools that I have for self love, and just really being the biggest supporter for myself in this situation. And it is really amazing to see how much that shifts, how much it actually helps the doubt go away, or how much literally the anxiety goes away a lot of the times when I am like, okay, I'm feeling this way, I am feeling like I'm lost, how can I be of support of myself? I do that. And then magically, sometimes, like, the anxiety, the doubt is gone again, not forever, but for long enough for me to like, okay, I am focused now, I am clear now, let's do it, let's go ahead, let's see what I can do today to move things forward. And again, in this phase, you really don't want to expect yourself to be calm all the time, or serene all the time, or just balanced all the time. It's not really the place and time for that. But if you can give yourself windows of being balanced and neutral and just like ready to do things, that will give you such an edge in this situation, and will give you exactly the the time that you feel like you don't have, maybe, to move forward. So those things really are working wonders for me. Now, in the next episode, which is for next week, I am also going to share like the physical side of this, because this was more of the energetic and the emotional side of things, which is a very important part. Like, you need to be, emotionally supporting yourself and understanding what is going on to be able to get out of this. But also, there are a lot of the times physical actions that we need to be doing, which I am addressing in the next episode. So if you want to know about that, basically what can keep you in this chaos, what are the stuff that can keep you in chaos, and what are the things that you can do to get out of this chaos, like physically, in the business specifically, I will share that in the next episode. And if you want to get help with this chaos situation, which I get so much, you can book a free clarity call with me, which is basically a complimentary coaching session where we can look in, like, what is this chaos trying to show you? Like, what are maybe the limiting beliefs that are playing out here? What are the fears that your higher self wants you to shift? What are the things that may keep you from reaching that goal, or feel like are keeping you from reaching that goal that you set for yourself, and how you can shift those? So, link in the show notes for that. And this was this episode. I am really, really wishing you all the strength and all the love, sending you all the love if you are in a similar situation, because I know it's hard, I know it's heavy, but I also know, like, you can go through it with much more grace and love that you may believe. And I promise you, one way or the other, if you keep going, on the other end, you will come out as the winner that you already are. This is just a race, that the part of the race where you are super tired and you don't want to continue running. Okay, let's leave it at that. Thank you for being here, and I see you in the next one. Bye.